Yo, and welcome to WWLeeTV. We are now live on our episode 2 podcast, and apologies as I did tweet out that we'll be going live onto Black White Souls, but we had some technical problems. But as you can see, we're now on WWLeeTV, so welcome everybody.
Welcome. Hello.
Okay, so the last 2 weeks in WWE have been pretty action-packed, as you know. A lot going on, so basically we're here to just talk about all the different things going on. So let's get things started, and anything you want to talk about, just leave in the comments below and we'll get back to you. Yo, Ricky.
Hello, Lee. It's been a little while since we've seen each other. We watched Chamber together, then we watched rest this week's wrestling separately.
Yeah.
Just take a quick Instagram selfie.
A live selfie.
There we go, because you can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
We're on all the social medias. As you can see, and what you should be seeing right now is a little picture of us. All the little icons we're on social media. So hit us up, guys. We're here to talk to you. Okay, so first off, let's talk about how quick the build was to Elimination Chamber. And personally, for me, I don't know about you, Ricky, but I really enjoyed the quick build.
Well, the quick build to Elimination Chamber. Well, the quick coming off of Payback. The quick build to Elimination Chamber. The quick build to the Money in the Bank. I've enjoyed it. I think they could have done more with more time, but for having 2 weeks, it really made them focused, and we didn't get so much filler because they needed to flesh out some stories quite quick.
Yeah, exactly. I just think having, their back up against the wall to get several decent stories onto a pay-per-view, it made watching Raw and SmackDown even better because they know they had to deliver quick.
I don't feel this is sustainable. I don't think they could cope with a pay-per-view every 2 weeks, and I don't think I'd want a pay-per-view every 2 weeks.
No, I think it'd make it less special.
I think what we will probably see is them moving the dates of pay-per-views as much as they can to the end of a month. Just so if they run a month deal, then it'll finish on the pay-per-view.
Yeah. It was a good Raw, and I even watched SmackDown the week before Elimination Chamber. I enjoyed them. Obviously, the most intriguing one was, for me anyway, was the Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins build. Yeah, because they brought back one of my favorite feuds. I said that in the last podcast last year. That was my favorite feud of the year. So to get these two back on track into another match was awesome for me.
Oh, very much. Yeah. And it's a cliche in wrestling, the whole getting arrested, but they did it fun.
They did.
And it was fine. I found the Ambrose this week, though, was a bit odd. In fact, he just sent Roman Reigns out as a messenger.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were actually going to see him at all that show, and then he sort of suddenly appears at the end.
I know.
So I found that a bit weird.
I don't know. I think they've got plans for Roman Reigns. I don't know. Can you sense a heel turn coming there?
I just don't know.
Screwing Ambrose over.
The perfect opportunity was WrestleMania to turn Reigns heel. But I don't know, because he is resonating with the crowd now. But I do feel a big heel run would really help him, and then you can get a massive babyface run. Same for like Seth Rollins. He's got this massive heel run, but I think he's got a huge potential as a babyface when he switches. Because remember back when the Shield were face, he was the one getting most of the pops, doing the crazy dives and stuff.
He was. I think they've basically taken a step back with Roman Reigns, just reviewed the situation after WrestleMania. What aren't fans getting behind? Why isn't the guy that we want to be the next guy getting over properly? I think they've basically taken a step back. They even took him off TV that time on Raw about 2 weeks ago now. Even Randy Orton was on the show. But I think they basically just kind of reviewed the situation and thought, right, where do we want to go from here? Personally, I can see a heel turn coming.
Yeah, well, they kept him off of the Elimination Chamber as a full-on pay-per-view. He only came out after the match was done. And doesn't really seem to fit into a program. Oh, of course, he's in the Money in the Bank match, which they've, as of SmackDown, just inserted Kane into as well.
Yeah.
So that's sort of his program. Well, since we're on the Money in the Bank, let's just get into the Money in the Bank part. So Reigns is in it. Kane is in it, so that's our main 2 storyline guys we've had. Kofi is in it.
Yeah.
We know he generally deserves it, but what has he done to earn this spot?
I know.
He's a tag team champion with the Freebird rules. This seems an odd thing.
Do you think they just chucked him in there, though, just because they run out of ideas of who else to put in?
Yeah, which I think is really strange. Ziggler, of course, is going to do good, and he's had some wins and up and down. He's always been pushing that main event spot, so he makes sense. Who else I do have it written down? Neville is going to be a good first showing for him in this kind of match. So that's absolutely fine. And he's almost had a victory over John Cena, so it's not like he's just a nobody coming into it. And, of course, Randy Orton, who we have not seen since Payback.
No. I mean, it's a good mixture of people on paper.
Yeah.
It's a good mixture of people, but
I feel this could really have benefited from a month build-up. Like, you have matches of people earning their way in. And then it would make sense also for Kofi to be there, because you could have him against someone like Ryback.
Yeah.
And then the whole of the New Day cheat, and Ryback looks strong coming out of it, but Kofi gets him through cheating.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, here are the guys. Now here's one more guy. They're now in the match.
I like the fact that these guys like Adrian Neville and Kofi are actually going to be in the main event, but is it a bit of a spoiler, because we know they're not going to win the Money in the Bank?
No.
So it kind of that leaves us with Randy Orton, big possibility,
but he had it.
But he's done it already.
He's done it. He did it the year before last.
Yeah,
because he cashed it on Daniel Bryan.
He did. Ziggler, been there, done that.
Yeah,
they won't want to repeat that. So Kofi, tag team champion.
It doesn't make much sense.
I don't think you guys know actually, but Kofi Kingston will be wrestling Brock Lesnar at a live event for some odd reason.
I believe that's the Japanese. They're doing a Japanese event that seems to have Brock Lesnar advertised.
Oh, really?
That's what I believe it is, because they talked about it on NXT that they're doing a big WWE show in Japan, and they're going to have an NXT showing on there, which is Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens. Also, I believe Jericho is scheduled for that event, along with some others. So, I think it's because they haven't done Japan for a while. So I think, and Brock Lesnar was a champion in Japan. So it makes sense with that. Yeah. It's not just some random house show.
Right. Either way, good for Kofi. I think might have plans for him. Who knows? But I don't know who my favorite pick is for this match.
It makes sense. Everything logically points to Roman Reigns winning. It doesn't make sense for really any of these other guys to do it. Sheamus has been meh since he came back. As we've said, Dolph Ziggler's done it. Kofi's tag team. So Randy's done it and doesn't even have a program at the moment.
No.
Neville is who I would really want to win, because he's just an outside guy. He's never had this opportunity. And it could give us sort of a decent match out of it. And it's also showing a push of a new guy. But that's sort of more wishful thinking than me think he'll actually win.
Yeah. Roman Reigns is most probably.
Kane is in there now. Even though they seem to have dropped this Kane and Seth thing recently. But with Seth's actions on Raw, where he's like, no, I don't need any of you. I'm going to throw a hissy fit and make Dean Ambrose #1 contender and have a match with him. Yeah.
And while we're on the Money in the Bank, do you think they should do yet another long Money in the Bank briefcase hold? Because Seth Rollins had it nearly a year. Dolph Ziggler had it, 8 months? Do you think they should perhaps just this time have a quick hold of the briefcase, then cash in as a surprise?
I don't know, because it all comes down to the when and the who.
Yeah.
If it's, say, Kane wins it, then it would make sense for him to I'm going to take that title off you, Seth, and do it really soon.
Yeah.
If it's Roman Reigns, it's just, might as well just do to me. Whenever you're in the worst situation possible, I can do it.
Or they have another big finish plan for SummerSlam like 2 years ago. because that cash in on Bryan was.
I
was gutted, but it was an awesome moment. We were watching it live.
God, Triple H was good up until that point.
Yeah,
that's what gave us the authority.
That was the birth of the authority.
Oh, should have had an abortion.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan's first title reign. God,
minutes.
Yeah, let's not get onto that yet. Let's not get onto that topic this week. Let's leave that one for now.
Yeah.
But so there's lots kind of stuff going on at the moment. So we've sort of talked about a little bit about the Money in the Bank there and how quick the build has been into Elimination Chamber. Speaking of Elimination Chamber, out of the 2 Elimination Chambers, what did you think was the best one?
The tag team one, even though it had some spots just really didn't work. It sort of had a bit more excitement. It was a bit different.
Yeah.
The Intercontinental one was just there was no build for it really. Yeah. Nobody in there was Ryback should have won just due to logic. No one else really needs the Intercontinental title.
No.
And it was just meh.
Yeah. The tag team division, they tried. They tried a couple of big spots, like jumping from the top of the cage, but it failed. I said to Ricky when we were watching, it should have just been an elbow drop. A front splash, whatever it was, it just didn't look right.
Kalisto just hung too long.
Yeah.
Was not willing to trust anyone. So.
Overall, they tried much more than the big guys.
Yeah, I can't even think of any big spots from the Intercontinental one.
No.
The only thing I really remember is Sheamus being a genius and locking his pod.
Yeah.
But then being stupid enough not to unlock it on the last person.
Yeah. It wasn't great. But the best bit, the best bit of the whole event was Kevin Owens.
Yes, Kevin Owens and John Cena. And do you think it should be continuing?
I see it. No, I don't, because now they've got their match again at Money in the Bank, and we just know that John Cena's going to win. So no, I don't want it to continue. I think it should have ended then and there. Kevin Owens sails off into the sunset of NXT for a little while, continues to beat people, retain his championship, and then come back when it's a complete surprise back onto Raw and beat someone else.
Yeah.
That's what I think should happen.
Yeah, I agree with that. To have this continue and just be, Cena's now made it even, that's just why? It doesn't help Cena at all. It's not like Cena really lost much star power by losing to Kevin Owens. He's John Cena, regardless of how many times he loses. The Rock can come back. He's lost to a lot of people, but he's still The Rock. This let John Cena lose for once. It doesn't hurt him.
I've got to say, though, hats off to Cena for putting Owens over clean.
Oh, yeah.
And my God, there were some awesome spots in that match that I didn't know Kevin Owens could do.
No.
You know more about Kevin Owens than I do.
Yeah, I didn't know. Especially that moonsault, that was impressive.
God damn, and he even teased the package pile driver.
Did it into a spin-out slam.
Yeah. So. I literally jumped out of my seat when he got the pin. I couldn't believe it. I was waiting for some sort of, DQ or whatever, but it happened.
Which we got in the main event.
Which we got in so that kind of brings us on to the main event. What do you think of it?
Oh, the main event. I enjoyed the really good match, I feel. It had a dusty finish.
Dusty.
As in, if you don't know what that means, that is Dusty Rhodes used to always do these finishes that would end with some mistake happened in the match that the Authority needs to pull the title off the guy. In this case, the referee called for a DQ because he was grabbed by Seth Rollins, even though another referee had just finished the match, which is just stupid. You just go with the last referee that made the decision. They were conscious.
Yeah. I think they could have come up with a lot more clever, modern-day way of doing that DQ. It was just a bit... It's been done a few too many times for me. And my God, though, when I thought that Ambrose had won, big deal. Big deal.
And taken away. Everything went on for a little bit too long.
Yeah.
And now we've got this weird situation. As I say, I found it really weird that then Ambrose didn't come out on Raw.
Do you think this is more of a way of just giving something for Ambrose to do, or would you say
I think
actually part of a plan?
I think they see potential in Ambrose.
Yeah.
I think the big thing they see in him at the moment is he's a good device for helping out Roman Reigns.
Yep.
He's Roman Reigns' buddy. He's over with the smart marquee crowd. And the more Ambrose and him interact, everyone likes a bit of Shield nostalgia.
Yeah.
So it's getting him over, and then that also then resonates with the casual fans who just like, oh, Reigns is the cool guy that does spears and stuff. So
Which
then,
is kind of why I'm still thinking that Reigns is going to turn heel, because if anything's going to piss the fans off more and really get Reigns over as a heel, it's screwing Ambrose over.
Yeah.
But that's it's early days. That's just yeah, I think it might happen. But
I think a match that got completely overlooked at Elimination Chamber was the Bo Dallas and Adrian Neville match. Sorry, Neville match. It was a really good match, but it came after Kevin and Cena, so the crowd was drained. Frankly, I was drained and struggling to pay attention. So they were just in the worst spot possible.
Yeah. I know, you should have put the Divas on then, because it's a breaker, isn't it?
And frankly, the Diva division is awful. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame because they're both really good.
Especially Bo Dallas is so underrated on the mic. Like, his promos are really good. He really knows his character.
And he's funny.
Yes.
He is funny. It's a shame.
And him and Adrian, they have some really good matches.
They do.
So I am interested to see if they sort of continue their feud going in, or maybe Bo Dallas might cost Adrian Neville in the Money in the Bank match. Take him out. Well, that's something that I thought would happen to Ziggler, would be Rusev would get involved. And
yeah.
Well, I thought Rusev might be in the match if he was healthy.
Yeah, yeah.
But obviously that's not going to happen. I don't know what his recovery time is.
Well, it's just I mean, it's hard to tell at the moment. I'll keep an eye on the old dirt sheets. I do read them, but hopefully it's quick. Yeah,
so even on crutches, though, I suppose it can still cost Ziggler the match. Like, Lana could be there with him, and then, like, Rusev can, even on crutches, like, stand up to her, and then that'll get Ziggler away, and that'll keep that feud going, because I think that's a good feud.
It is. It is. That's got some life in it still, so, yeah. So that kind of brings us on to the night after we hit into Raw. I did watch it. The only problem with me is the continuation of the Owens and Cena thing, really.
I think they're doing a good job of it. It's just the fact that you just have that hanging in your head that it's just going to be an evening it up match.
Yeah.
Cena can't just lose to someone. It's got to be even.
As Ricky said earlier, the tag team division. Sorry, not the tag team division. The Divas division. They had a match on Elimination Chamber. I didn't really pay attention. And then they kind of got chucked out on Raw again. Didn't really pay much attention.
Do you remember how Nikki Bella retained her Divas title against Paige?
No, I don't, actually. That's how much attention I was paying.
Well, face Nikki, if you can't see, I'm doing quotation marks with my fingers. Face Nikki Bella did twin magic with Brie Bella.
Oh.
So basically, Nikki rolled under the ring, Brie rolled out, and got the roll up on Paige. That's not a facey thing to do.
No. They really can't make their mind up.
No, they're just so, like, lost with them.
Yeah. What do you think WWE needs to do with the Divas division?
I don't know. Whoever's doing the Divas division needs to be fired, and then whoever's doing the women's division of NXT needs to be hired for the main roster.
Yeah.
I don't understand how one can be put on a pedestal and praised by everyone, while the other one is just, the one that is on your main show is just a joke. Oh, on the latest episode of NXT, Eva Marie comes out.
Oh, you still got your text, actually. Yeah. What'd she do?
She literally just came out and she started praising NXT, but you couldn't really hear her over the boos just because they hate her.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a diva, especially one that can't wrestle like her.
No, she sucks. Sorry to any Eva Marie fans, but she does.
I won't lie. The likelihood of us reaching an Eva Marie fan is not likely.
Yeah. Yeah, turns blue when Ricky sees Eva Marie pop up on TV. They really do either need to bring in the Divas from NXT, because they are also, well, I say women wrestlers.
There is NXT. No reason for Charlotte Flair to not be on TV.
No way. So we're definitely live, people. We're just checking ourselves out on our tablets. We're getting used to this, how it all works. So bear with us, but we hope it looks good for you. We've made a little thing there for you to look at. So, but yeah, anyway, Divas.
Yeah,
I want it to get better.
They need to get the titles away from the Bellas. That's the main thing that needs to happen right now. But they're the biggest selling point of Total Divas.
They are.
I was hoping maybe with Paige getting onto it, maybe she'll like, oh, we can pop it on her and have some wrestling.
Thing is, she's an awesome wrestler. She could have the title, but she hasn't got anyone awesome to wrestle.
Well, she does. She
Apart from
has
Natalia.
She has Emma. She has Natalia. Naomi's decent, but they're just not willing to give them the time or the story.
They don't. They're worried about the Divas overshadowing the guys. I don't want to get into that right now, but that's basically what it looks like to me.
Because I think Nikki Bella is actually capable of having a decent match, but she needs proper guidance. And if you can't keep a character straight, how's she meant to wrestle in a way that's meant to mean something? Who doesn't know who she's meant to be appealing to?
Don't know. Again, leave your thoughts and comments on the Divas division in the section below, guys, because we'd love to hear them. But yeah, it needs to get better. So.
We need Fit Finlay. When Fit Finlay was in charge, it was better.
Good old Fit Finlay. On Raw as well, obviously, Dean Ambrose, didn't see him coming off until the end. Didn't till the end, but I was hoping to see him more.
Yeah.
You could do so much with him having that belt, not only in the arena, but around the arena. He's so...
It doesn't seem a very Dean Ambrose-y thing to have someone else come out and deliver a message.
No.
To have, like, Reigns come out and say, oh, he's not just going to walk into a fight. Well, you've now just walked into a trap, you moron.
Yeah. Sort of what I was kind of hoping was happen is Raw goes live and then we see Dean Ambrose perhaps on location somewhere, like on a bridge. And he says, you don't get your title back. If I can't have it, neither can you. And throws it off the bridge. I know that's been done before, but that's the sort of thing that I'd love to have seen.
Yeah. Or like have it hostage.
Have it hostage. He's got it. That's the sort of crazy thing he would do. Like have it tied up in the back.
Like put it over a fire or something, or put it in a microwave, anything that could damage it.
I'd just love to see him doing crazy stuff like that, but we didn't get to see Dean Ambrose until the end.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
And then what we got with the Authority was Seth Rollins, the master of human chess, just throwing a hissy fit and just giving a title shot away.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if Seth should hold this title much longer. I like him, but he's such an awful character at the moment. So weak. Such a weak champion in everything he has done. He's lost to multiple people. He's throwing hissy fits. He's not smart enough to keep the guy that makes matches on his side. I think it would be a good thing for him to lose the title and then they like rethink and come back to it.
Yeah. If he's going to hold it for another few months, he needs to come away from the Authority. And I keep hearing on the grapevine that he's going to be feuding with Triple H. So that could be a sign that he's going to come away from the Authority. That sort of change I'd like to see if he's going to hold it
exactly
longer. So,
but at the moment he's an awful champion.
He is a chicken heel, and I hate chicken heels.
Well, it's not even that he's just a chicken heel. He's just weak.
Yeah.
Like, fine, Triple H has been chicken heel in his past, but he did it in a way where he still came across like strong and smart.
Yeah.
Seth, they've just made a complete idiot, and he's lost to multiple people while being champion.
Yeah, yeah. You kind of lose respect for him that way.
Exactly. Especially considering our last champion was this monster.
Yeah.
He never got pinned to lose his title.
Yeah, I mean, we get on to Brock Lesnar. I do love Brock Lesnar now. I know we didn't see him, but I kind of really listened to what Paul Heyman said. We'll get to this as well on the podcast, but a fighting champion, he wasn't. But a spectacle he was. So that's... Seth Rollins, take some... If you're going to be around, just be a bit more intense. Prove why you're champion. And that's not him making the decisions, I know that, but...
No.
It's the writers. Damn you, writers.
That's our big issue, is our writers. The biggest rivalry in WWE is between its fan and its writers.
Yeah.
/ Vince McMahon, who just keeps them changing at the last minute.
Yeah, worst thing for it. So Raw ended, but the night wasn't over as we went into a podcast from Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was returning to the WWE network. We thought he wasn't going to, but he came back, and his first interview was with Paul Heyman, and it was the first of several going across the summer. Not only Paul Heyman, but we're going to be getting The Undertaker and Sting, to name a few.
Which, after the last time we saw him, was like, WWE, please give me a job.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing after this. I want to wrestle more. Yeah, so we'll see what Sting says.
What do you think of the podcast?
I enjoyed it. I've already listened to like 2 Austin podcasts on like with Paul Heyman on the actual Steve Austin podcast on iTunes. And I really enjoyed them. There wasn't really anything that new that I didn't know from the podcast, but it was enjoyable nonetheless.
It was good. I think it built better towards the end for me with the promo.
Well, yeah, when it turned to pro wrestling.
Yeah, when it turned to pro wrestling, and the offer that Heyman made to Austin, and hey, WrestleMania 32 is going to be in Texas next year, your home state, literally like half an hour down the road from your house. How about you and Brock Lesnar step into the ring? And I thought Austin was going to do his usual, well, if the stars align, but he actually gave us a bit more than that this time. And
you're actually starting to piss me off, son.
Yeah.
You may be an advocate, but I'm going to come over there and advocate your face, kind of thing.
And he was getting red in the face, and his eyes. I could just see the intensity building. And I don't know. I think they're planting seeds.
But they always do. Because, Hulk Hogan challenged Austin, and we know where that went.
Yeah. Well, that's never going to happen. Yeah. I was excited by the end of the podcast. WrestleMania 32 is a long way off, but I'd love to see Lesnar Austin.
Oh, definitely.
And oh my God, he said, right, if I'm going to do this, it's not just going to be a wrestling match. I can't do that. It's going to be a Texas death match. What the hell?
Yeah, but in a PG era.
Exactly.
How much they use the Russian chain in that Russian chain match.
Yeah. I think they would be raising the bar too high for themselves. In a PG era, giving it that name, everyone knows Mick Foley's history with Texas death matches and all that sort of stuff. People would be going into expecting something absolutely crazy that we just wouldn't get. So I think calling it that would be wrong. But anyway, that's just my brief thoughts on that. So yeah, what else we got written down here?
I think we've talked about most things. It's like, yeah, we don't know where exactly we're going with in Ryback being our Intercontinental Champion. He got a rub from Daniel Bryan. They had a moment in the ring. That was quite nice. And of all the people in that chamber, it did make the most sense for him to have a new, fresh title run. As much as I love Barrett and Ziggler, they don't need the Intercontinental title again.
No.
Sheamus is a bit lost in the shuffle. He doesn't really need it. So it makes sense going to Ryback. And he is someone that is passionate about wrestling as much as I dislike him. And he is someone that is over with the fans.
He is. Well, is he over or is just his chant? The people just like saying, feed me more.
They do, but he gets a crowd reaction.
He does. And it was a nice little moment for him.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan did a damn good thing there, just handing it over to him like that. It was nice.
But I haven't seen any sign. Oh, no, sorry. We did get an idea of where we're going. And we're going in a very slow direction. Because it's the big show.
Oh, God.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, we both hate the Big Show.
Well,
he needs to
you heard what
away.
England had to say to the Big Show.
Yeah.
And please retire.
Please retire.
But I
suppose a lot more to say
suppose
than that.
it's a big opponent for Ryback as his first Intercontinental title defense. They wanted to try and rehab the title with Daniel Bryan, so they're going to attempt to do the same with Ryback. And they're giving him a big opponent. A win over the Big Show is a big thing, but I don't know. It could lead to a cool moment. I don't think we have actually seen the shell shock on the Big Show yet. We've seen it on Mark Henry.
That's the one.
I don't remember seeing it on the Big Show, so that can at least give us a big moment, unless they then suddenly like, oh yeah, Big Show, it's your time to do something now. Punch, and now the champion. Yay.
Well, I know there's no getting rid of Big Show for a while, because I think it was about 2 years ago he signed a 5-year deal. So I'm sorry, Ricky, but we've got a little longer left of him.
We can pray for heart attacks.
Oh, God.
I know, that's harsh, but still.
Hey, yeah. I mean, he can work for the WWE and not necessarily be on TV. That'd be my ideal world.
Don't go do Hogan's thing.
Yeah. He's a funny guy. Give him his own thing on the network.
Yeah.
Which
I wouldn't watch.
No. Yeah, no. Oh, and Mark Henry's back as well. Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. That was our big surprise in the Elimination Chamber. It's like, oh, Rusev's out. What lucky young star could they give an opportunity to shine? Mark Henry. Whoop. And, yeah, then he was involved on Raw in the matches against Roman Reigns, because he had a plethora of matches fighting for his position in the Money in the Bank match. And Reigns overcoming the odds.
Yeah.
Being the biggest focus on Raw, and Dean Ambrose coming in the #1 contender and being an afterthought at the end of Raw.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you, the US Championship.
Yep.
When John Cena, first of all, when John Cena has his match on another whatever thing he does, he calls someone random out, they come and challenge him. Who do you want that to be if anyone's going to take that championship off him?
Who do you want to finally take the title? I would actually want it to be like an NXT guy, because then you've got a fresh guy with the title, and it sort of gives someone a good start. Like a Sami Zayn could come back for a rematch, or a Finn Balor could come up to the main roster. I can't think of really anyone on the main roster that the title would help right now. Like, I suppose Adrian Neville, he could have a good shot with it and a good run. He is a damn good worker, so he could then carry on the lineage that Cena has started of it being a good worker's title.
So you can see prestige has been added back to
the
belt.
The US title is definitely a lot higher than it was. The Intercontinental title is the one that's now like, meh.
I know. So do you merge them again? Do you perhaps just have an Intercontinental or US Championship? I don't think they should have both. I think that their biggest problem is having those two belts.
I don't think it is having the belts. I think it's the fact they're not using the belts. Like, because, not to harp on about the Attitude Era, but you had a hardcore title, a European, Intercontinental, they all meant something. Like heavyweight title. This is where, in my head, you should have, like, the US title is now the worker title. It's like the title that someone who's really good in the ring should have. They're going to be a guy that's going to go out there, put on a good match. You can have good matches with anyone. And that's what you want. That's the fight. You fight for this title for a good worker. Intercontinental should really be higher. It should then be, this is a guy that is almost ready.
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior. He's got this title. He's now ready for the top. Bret Hart, Austin, they've won this title. They can now, the next step is going up.
Pad. Yeah.
Yeah. But they merged the two main titles, which made sense. And then they just forgot to care about the other titles.
Yeah.
Because basically the heavyweight title was the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
That was where Ziggler and Del Rio were fighting for it. It meant something. That should be the Intercontinental title. So I don't think they should get rid of it. I think they should. Who knows what would have happened with Daniel Bryan, where it would be, how we would feel about the title. Maybe they can rehab it with Ryback. If they book him strong, or the next guy who takes it off him books them strong.
Well, yeah. I mean, even in Roman Reigns. He's obviously, I mean, if you think about who's had the IC in the past and they've gone on to bigger and greater things, Hall of Fame, you know, if they're looking at Roman Reigns as the next guy, then put it on Roman Reigns. That way, he doesn't just jump straight to the WWE Championship. He earns his way up, works as the IC champion, holds it for months.
I would disagree. I would put Reigns above the Intercontinental title.
You would?
He is a guy that went toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar. He kicked out of 4 F5s.
Mm-hmm.
That like makes him the second sort of toughest guy in the company,
Right,
next to Lesnar. I think he doesn't need the Intercontinental title.
Okay. And do you reckon if he did win the Rumble again, he'd get booed?
I think definitely if he won the Rumble next year, he would get booed, because that would be like same old shit mentality.
Same old shit.
Nobody wants to really see the same winner unless there's a damn good reason to have the same winner.
No.
Because that means, oh, well, they didn't really do much last year. They lost the title. Why are they doing it again? I know Austin did it, but there was like reasons for that.
Yeah. So no. I mean, yeah, it's going to be an interesting build to WrestleMania next year.
Yeah, we've got
especially
a long road
for Roman
to go.
Reigns, a long way to go. But we're a long way off, so we can touch on this in future podcasts and stuff. So yeah.
I think that's going to bring us to our main question, which we're going to post to all of you guys. Who do you think in the whole of the WWE should be in the Money in the Bank match and should win it? If you could have anyone in there, who do you think it should be? Personally, for me, I think the guy at the moment who should win it is Adrian Neville. I touched on it earlier. Like, he's a new character. He's over. They've made him strong. Give him that Money in the Bank and he can hold it for a while. It gives you reasons to have people go after him. You could almost turn it into almost a mini hardcore title. Put a storyline, say, whoever beats him gets the Money in the Bank. And you can have that go for a few months. And then giving Adrian Neville as a face, you could have him honorably cash it in. Say, right, this pay-per-view, I am challenging for the title. I'll see you there. And even if he doesn't have to win, he could be the third guy in history to not win with it. But if him and Seth Rollins just went out there and just tore the house down, that would help elevate his stock. Or if you give him like a mini run with the title, let him win it, have like a month or so, and then he gets beaten or it's taken off of him. But it would elevate him and put him up in a high position.
I like that. He's literally the only person on that list there out the whole match that I can...
Well, out of the whole WWE.
Out the whole WWE. Yeah, I agree with Neville.
Do you know? Neville, no idea? No one else?
Well, to be honest, before all this stuff happened with Ambrose, I wanted Ambrose to be going into Money in the Bank and winning it. So, because he's basically my current favourite.
Yeah.
But without him in it, Neville, I love him. He's British. I'm biased. And then Ziggler is my other favourite. So, Neville for me.
Yeah, but then Ziggler's had it and he's
done it. Exactly. So, my main choice is in the main event now with
someone that could have been really good if he had his WrestleMania moment with his brother. He got cured of the Stardust. Cody Rhodes.
Cody, what's happened?
Because come on, when him and Sandow were ascending that ladder, the crowd was so hot for Cody getting that briefcase, and then for him to get screwed out of it. And they dropped the ball. For a couple of months, Cody Rhodes was like one of the hottest stars. Then him and his brother, when they first teamed up, they first won their jobs back from the Shield. And then they were the highlight for weeks and weeks, months and months. They had some of the best matches on Raw week after week. And then Stardust happened.
Yeah.
And then the feud they had ended.
That should have just been a very brief thing. But it's just still going, but they're not doing anything with him.
I think they said on Raw it's officially been a year now.
A year?
He's been Stardust.
Cody is awesome as well. Cody is awesome. And that whole thing that happened with, Goldust when they had that feud and his dad. It ruined opportunity.
Yeah, and it ended with just Goldust won and nothing.
So many wrestlers that we love that we don't see, and it's a shame. And speaking of wrestlers, we're probably not going to see Tyson Kidd broken his foot.
Yes, in a match I'd really like to see, Tyson Kidd versus Samoa Joe on a house show, and kid. I believe it's a break. I can't exactly remember what they said. I don't have much detail, but I know he's out of action. On SmackDown, they did have the primetime players become #1 contenders, so it's obvious that it's not Tyson and Kidd. Tyson, I always do that. Tyson and Kidd. Tyson and Cesaro going for the titles. In fairness, though, I think this break could actually be good for them because they were getting a bit like they've done this match a lot now. It's like what we had with the Usos and the Wyatts when they just had the endless matches constantly.
Yeah.
So this could be good. Have a little break, then have a really big pop when they come back, refreshed, and hopefully then can win the title and have a decent run.
Yeah, I agree. It's a shame. And Rusev as well. Gone.
Yeah, but he's still on TV, but it's given him an opportunity to broaden his horizons and show that he's got his character.
Exactly.
All you've got to do is say those little words. I was wrong. Lana, be my crush.
He is good, isn't he?
He is. He's got a lot of unused potential.
He does. It's good. It's good to see him going somewhere. I had my doubts when he first joined, but he's doing me good. So I'm enjoying him, especially with Lana.
Wow,
Lana.
Yeah. Now, where on earth is she going to go though? This Dolph Ziggler thing can't last that long.
No, it won't. It won't last long. I don't know. I enjoy him more as the angry, strong Russian. I said that in the previous podcast. So, yeah. Put it with Rusev for longer. So you looking forward to Money in the Bank?
I'm looking forward to Money in the Bank in general because I always enjoy the pay-per-view. Yeah. I can't say this week's TV has really made me excited for it.
No.
Which is unlike they did for Elimination Chamber.
So it's basically next week's Raw.
Yeah.
To really ramp up whatever they want to do in terms of storyline, put Ambrose on TV enough to build up the main Money in the Bank.
Because we have the Money in the Bank match. We know all 7 competitors in that match. We've got Cena versus Kevin Owens again, Seth versus Ambrose in a ladder match, New Day versus Primetime Players. No idea what's happening with the women's division. Most likely Big Show versus Ryback for Intercontinental. Man, that's fairly a full card.
I can't see anything big happening at this pay-per-view, mostly because SummerSlam is the month after. Which is crazy, by the way. How quickly has that come around? We're knocking on our door now. So I can't see much happening at the end of Money in the Bank. But I am looking forward to it. It's usually some decent high spots. The only match I'm really looking forward to is the main event. So you never know, Neville. You never know.
We can get lucky.
We can get lucky.
Right. Well, I assume next time we speak to you will be after the Money in the Bank main event in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Since we've started off fortnightly, we'll see how we go. We might increase, decrease, see how it goes. So let us know any of your thoughts and opinions in the sections below or on any of our social medias. I'm the Black White Soul on YouTube, Black White Soul on Facebook, Black White Soul on Twitter, Black White Soul EOD on Instagram. Is that all my social medias? I've got a Vine. I haven't started doing anything with that, so I won't plug that yet.
Yeah, and WWLeeTV on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram. That is brand new, by the way. You can follow me as of today, so I need to get some more pictures on there, but I am on there. I'm on Twitter as WWLeeTV, and I'm in the middle of setting up a new Facebook. So bear with us. We're spreading ourselves globally.
I don't know how to quite take that phrase, but you know.
Social media is global.
It is.
And we are spreading ourselves.
We are. Oh, the spreading we do.
Oh, you gotta love being live.
You have, and I've just noticed you've got a wing mirror on your door.
Yep. Well,
why is there a wing mirror on your door?
Well, my wing mirror got knocked off like a year ago on my car, and I ordered a new one, but they sent me a left one, and I already had a left one. My left one was fine, so I had to reorder a right one. So I now have a little mirror on my bedroom door.
Fantastic.
I needed a little mirror, so I've now got a wing mirror.
So for all this goodness and these fascinating stories, stay tuned to our stuff. And until next time, like, subscribe, share, and TTFN.
Ciao for now.